nirguṇo niṣkriyo nityo nirvikalpo niranjana nirvikāro nirākāro Nitya Mukto'smi Nirmala. I am attributeless, actionless, eternal, formless, without any desire, thought or modification, ever liberated and ever pure. So, the sadhaka turned seer is singing the glory of self that he has discovered himself to be in all its completeness. When the identification was with the three bodies, he did not immediately realize the glory of self, but was getting into the unending pool of samsara. In samsara, he was never free. He was always tossed in the dualities of life. But when identification is with the real I, the Atma, he is aware of his real nature as Atman. For sadhakas, in the nididhyasanam, it is once again emphasized that for complete identification with the real I, one must use the crucial words Atman, Brahman, Ishvara, and so on instead of the smaller I. Let us go one by one. The description of a realized seer singing his song of self in this verse. I am nirguṇa. I am free from all the limiting attributes like sattva, rajas and tamas, or their combinations, good or bad. I am niṣkriyo. I am actionless. All actions pertaining to the three bodies. I have no need for any actions or transactions. If sadhakas recall, in one of the verses in Ashtavakra Gita, Janaka said, even opening and closing of my eyelid seems to be a task for me. It should not be taken in its literal sense. What is meant is, a Jivan Mukta or a Videha Mukta or an Avadhuta does not take up any action provoked by vasanas or kleshas. And whatever actions are taken up through his utmost sattvic intellect, he is unaware that his BMI is taking up those actions. And he is able to perfectly disassociate his BMI and its actions from his pure existence as self, like the Hamsa bird which can segregate water from milk and consuming only the milk. I am Nitya, eternal. I am beyond time limitations. I am beginningless and endless. This is how Shiva introduces himself in the Shiva Rahasya to the rishis when he says, I am ever living. That is, ever living means I am eternal. Atman existing as eternal existence excludes all other things which one can imagine, because all other things in this creation and even the creation itself has emerged after time and space emerged. And when the seer says, I am Nitya or eternal, he exists beyond time-space. This one description of Shiva about one's himself is enough for contemplating in nididhyasana for years together till the time one experiences or exists as that Nitya, eternal existence, ever living. And that eternal existence, Shiva says, is unfathomable. It cannot be understood with your BMI. Because it is the state beyond the BMI. Shivanandaji's Maharaj's often quoted beautiful expression, one cannot jump on one's own shoulders. Nirvikalpa. I have no parts or divisions. All parts of the three bodies are subject to change continuously. And since the seer is changeless, he says, I am Nirvikalpa. Niranjana. I am not avidya, ajnana. I have no negativities in me. Again we rush to the sage of Ananda Kutir for precise commentary on this expression. Maharaj says Niranjana means spotless, stainless, blemishless. He explains that the Atman is essentially Niranjana. It is not tainted by actions, physical conditions, ego, or mental modifications. This Niranjana is one of the attributes of Brahman in his nirguṇa state, alongside being changeless Nirvikara, fearless Abhayam, and formless Nirakara. Just as knowledge of rope removes the illusion of a snake, the realization of the self as Niranjana removes avidya or ignorance and the fear of birth and death. Niranjana indicates the state of being above all pairs of opposites, all duality. Remember the Samarpan Bhajan ending with the line Niranjana Vijayi Bhava. Nirvikara. I do not undergo any changes. I am free from the modifications of the three bodies. I do not undergo modifications of asti, jayati, vardate, viparinamate, vipakshiyate. That is existence, birth, growth, disease, decay, death. Nirakara. I am not bound by names and forms. Shiva introduced himself as nameless. The names and forms are limited by time-space. I am not limited by time-space. I am the formless, nameless consciousness. Akara means form. Only that which has a form can change. No change means no form. No forms means no change. Both are juxtaposed with one another. Hanuman was stronger or Ganesha was stronger. There is really no difference between Ganesha and Hanuman. Any difference about who is stronger is decided by my mind. My smallness I project onto the infinite also. Only that which has no form is that which cannot change. That is the truth. That is all-inclusive and that is not exclusive. A practical way to bring this is to light up. To light is to stop judging people's form. Then a lot of judgment goes away. Surdasji was blind and he was grateful that he was blind because he did not have to see anyone except Krishna. And the verse contains the expression Asmi, who is described here as Asmi. It is the I. Aham, Asmi. This is the crux of this meditation effort. I meditate on this as my own self, all these expressions as my own self. I must spend as much time as necessary so that my nature sinks into me fully, totally, and absolutely as described in the verse. This is an extraordinary verse, or this is an extraordinary pour on nididhyasana. I need to achieve total self-knowledge as total identification with the self. The more free I become, the less needy I am. If I am more needy, then it is because I am less free. Hence, to summarize, the verse seeks to describe a person who has come to fully understand himself as existing without limits, existing without actions, existing without a purpose, existing eternally, existing nameless, formless, without thought, without desire, without change, without any stains, and is ever free and ever pure. The divinity of the spirit is asserted in nididhyasana on this beautiful Atma Bodha verse. Nididhyasana is where we bring the whole process to its glorious end, where we reap the full benefits of all the laborious efforts of earlier sadhana. Nididhyasana is not about any conviction or proving to oneself about the secret revealed by Shrutis or Vedanta or these granthas like Atma Bodha. After the Shravanam, Mananam is over, listening, reading and getting convinced is all over, Nididhyasana is all about meditating that I am that. Whatever I have understood about Atman or Brahman in all the Shrutis, in all the Vedanta treaties, Nididhyasana is the final stroke, asserting to oneself in the seat of meditation that I am all that which I have understood Atman or Brahman to be. Hari Om Tat Sat.